Herbal remedy for STI, sexually transmitted infection, or STD, sexually transmitted diseases, which roughly means the same thing. This remedy can be used by male or female, adults to be precise. Let's go straight to the recipe. Let's start by going through our ingredients list first. For this recipe, we will be needing maca root or maca root powder, whichever one you can easily get. We are going to use black maca. Note that you can use any other kind of maca. It doesn't have to be black. We are using black maca because we are also planning to use it for meal. Black maca, ringworm root powder. You can use ringworm root. If you're unable to get the powder, you can use the root or the powder. Bitter melon. You can use bitter melon powder or bitter melon plant or root, whichever one. Just make sure bitter melon is part of it. African Ghana seed, or some people call it miracle seed, some people call it Ghana seed. You'll also be needing black seed powder or black seed, whichever one of it is closer to you. And finally, we will be needing lime or lime juice. Let's go with lime instead. One lime is okay for this recipe. Like I mentioned, we can use any of these things. Any of the ingredients can be used either in powder form or as a fruit or as a seed or as a root. If we are using the roots or the plant, of course we will need to cut it into smaller sizes. That's why I prefer to use powder. Powder is just easier to measure. The utensils you need are cup, measuring spoon, a knife, mortar and pestle. Measure into the cup 1 teaspoon of the ringworm plant, 1 teaspoon of the bitter melon powder, 1 or 2 tablespoons of maca if you are using maca powder. And since we are using the sliced maca tablet, we'll be using just 2 or 3 slices of the maca dried maca tablet. Next is our lime. Don't forget to clean your lime and we'll cut it into 4 places. Why we are cutting it into 4 places is not because of anything specific, it's just so that we can open up the lime for it to boil and release its nutrients into the um, herbal tea. And then we need our miracle seed. The miracle seed, you can't use too much of it because it has tendency to purge the system. So I'm only going to, for this particular measured recipe, I'll be using just 5 or 6 miracle seed. Just 5 or 6. You can use less, but don't use more than 6 miracle seed. I'm going to crush that in my mortar and pestle. That's why I needed that. You are going to crush it and pour it into your measured recipe. And after pouring it, you you cover this with warm water, hot water, boiling water to be precise. You cover it with boiling water. That is what you use to, just like you're making regular tea, except for this one, you need to leave it for a while. You are not going to drink it immediately. Let it simmer, let it stay so that the herbs can release their property into the water for at least 10 to 15 minutes before you start using. I'm just I'm just giving it a good stir before I cover it and leave it to do its thing for about 10 or 15 minutes. Sometimes I leave it a bit longer. It depends on how much time I have at hand at the moment. Okay, so This is like 20 minutes later. Now, how to use it? You just need half a cup of this daily. Just half a cup is fine of this measurement. In some cases, you can use half a cup twice a day, that is morning and night, but half a cup is all you need at once. This particular tea can still last you for about 2 days, then you can make more the next day. Try to use this tea for 3 consecutive days for better effect. Just make it like that. If it's finished, make another batch, use it again. But basically, half a cup of this is what you need at once. Thank you for watching.